We are live
Salam.
again, and let's see if these streams are operational. And
Yeah,
wait. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
wanted to tell you that the first 15 to 30 seconds is the time when usually they don't catch up. So it's a good idea to let it stream.
Exactly. Yeah, just let the three, four, five, or two people that are coming to join us. And let me just put this link again for those who have the gall or the wherewithal or the ability to come and question or ask questions. You can argue with me as well.
Yeah, good luck to anyone with that.
Salam, Summer, and and we will wait for others to join. Yeah, I mean,
So,
I put this. I think I should periodically put this link there while we're chatting. Yeah, and my
yeah.
wife
So,
is here. Peace to all. Yeah, I used to say this in my videos. Now I've stopped saying that. I just say peace. Peace to all. I used to say that in my videos a lot. Yeah,
yeah, I used to say that too.
I just
I
say,
still do it sometimes.
I mean,
But
it is, yeah.
I thought Summer had work. So, I mean, that's cool that she's doing this.
And we have now three. So, anyway, whoever wants to drop their questions, they can go ahead. And while we wait for that to occur, do you have anything to bring forward today?
Yes. Yes, I have two things. One was that growing up in a so-called Muslim world. I mean, I grew up in Pakistan, Pakistan, whatever you want to call it, Pakistan. And it was bizarre that as I remember as a kid, when I would ask any question about any other guy besides Muhammad, I would be either ridiculed or immediately shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And to their credit, I would hear because my neighbor was a Christian woman, and to their credit, I would hear names like Abraham and Moses and Jesus from their mouths, but I would never hear that from those who claim to be Muslims or read or claim to read the Quran. So, what I wanted to ask you is that I actually had that image that I wanted to share with you. I'll try to send it, but
Mm-hmm.
if you could start by just highlighting on the seven examples in the Quran which are related to those messengers that people don't talk about in the so-called fake Muslim world. And what is their relevance in the Quran? I say this to you because I had a conversation with somebody from Pakistan who said that he reads the book, and I just asked him one question. I said, what can you tell me about the seven examples?"
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "What seven examples?"
Hmm. So, do you have this conversation recently?
No, I had it some time back. After that, I never wanted to have a
Okay.
conversation with that person.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about the Quran. I mean, the Quran tells the messenger that you were oblivious before this Quran was inspired to you, just like everyone else on the earth. Until this Quran is inspired to us, including the messenger or the prophet, we are oblivious, including the messenger and the prophet. So, this idea that, the messenger arrives with all the knowledge that he needs is nonsensical, not a serious argument, because God inspires during the um, process of turning of the messenger as well what he needs to know via whichever book he chooses. Now it's the Quran, it used to be whatever other books there were. So, when we talk about people reading the Quran, we have tens, if not hundreds of different translations, right? And
mhm.
um, if you read the translations, most of them will give you, in general, the same understanding of the Quran. Most of them will give you the same understanding, the fundamental understanding.
Hmm.
The deep issues that are written there will not be clarified to most people. It will only be brought to those God chooses, and specifically the messenger. I mean, the whole Quran, the book will be inspired to the messenger of the people,
mm,
more than anyone else in that people. That this is the way God works. I mean, you can argue with him why he does that. So as far as the Quran, you can keep reading it for your whole your life, and you will understand nothing.
mm,
Which is the example of the so-called people who hold this Quran, and they say that they are following God and His messengers, or they're obeying God and His messengers, or they're believing with God and His messengers. They're lying to themselves. It is the obvious truth, because if they actually were sincere, they would understand some of these fundamental things in the book. And the seven examples that you mentioned are fundamental. They're repeated over, and I mean, you can't get away from them, right? Once
mm,
you've read the Quran properly. If you've got all the nonsense that they fed you all your life sitting in your heart as your faith, which is God and Muhammad, period, there's no one else. They will tacitly talk about Abraham and Moses. Yeah, Moses brought Judaism, and Jesus brought Christianity, and Muhammad, he brought Islam. Yeah, I mean, the ones before, they were idiots, right? Because they didn't know what the true faith was. They just
mm,
brought Christianity and Judaism, or any other Buddhism, Hinduism, and all. The irony today is that the so-called Islam that they talk about has nothing to do with the Quran, and the Quran is in their hand. So how are you going to explain them this stuff when they've rejected the whole Quran? They're not going to believe it. It's not going to happen. So to go back to explaining these seven examples, their importance, I can't explain it in in a few minutes. But like, the Quran is fundamentally revolving around seven major examples. Of course, there are many other examples the Quran shows, but seven major examples of people and generations before us that have been destroyed by God at the end of their term, which is coming to these people as well. They will only be added to those seven, plus God knows how many hundreds or thousands other than them. But the seven are a sequence. It tells you the chronology of mankind, what has happened here after Noah, from Noah and onwards. And Adam was here before that, obviously. So the first example is Noah. Noah, the flood, talked about, argued about, doubted by most, and understood by few. That was the first example where God wiped out the whole earth. He destroyed the whole earth. Yeah. When people say, "Oh, when the earth is completely destroyed, it can't come back." Well, how did it come back after the flood? Oh, the flood didn't happen. I see. I see, the flood did not happen. Okay, I guess then it's fine, right? So he destroyed the whole earth. It drowned everything, and Noah and his family were the only, his progeny were the only ones saved, and not all of them. His woman is burning in the fire. One of his sons is burning in the fire, and God knows who else from his family. After that, there's a messenger called Hud, who is, as I see it clearly, the Greeks. The people were the Greeks, called the Ad in the Quran. And yeah, I'm not going to go there right now for the images and all, Imran.
okay,
So
okay,
the second one is Hud, who is the messenger to the Ad, the Greeks, and their generation was surrounded, or uh, positioned around Greece, that area. From them are the Romans. Yeah, they are the remnants of the Greeks today. They are the line of the Greeks today, and they were destroyed by wind, destructive at the end of their term. Then came a messenger called Saleh to the Thamud people, and they are those who are now remnants called the Buddhists, Hindus, Sikhs, all these people in Southeast Asia. And they used to build um, homes out of the side of mountains, carved homes out of mountains. They today tell us that these mountains that were carved into homes and temples were built in the 8th century AD. This is total nonsense. They were far before Abraham was here. Their so-called um, what do you call it, carbon dating and analysis of how long ago things were is total nonsense. These things were done before Abraham. All these massive structures that you can find in China and India more than anywhere else on the earth and other places. You can go find them in the even the U.S., in Latin America, Central America. All these carvings in the mountains are made by these Thamud people, which were before Abraham. God only knows how many thousands of years before us. So at the
and
end of
and their and their messenger is Saleh.
Saleh, yeah,
Yeah,
he was
and
a
isn't it surprising that this part of the world makes fun of Saleh?
which part?
The so-called this Indian Hindi Urdu word Saleh, has a
Salah, it's not
multiple
Saleh.
multiple plurals will be Saleh, right? Ye Saleh kahan se aa gaya? Like how to say this word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Salah is like the what do you call it? The
Brother-in-law.
wife's brother, right? Is called
Yeah.
Salah. And anyway, that's besides the point. They make fun of everything. So Saleh, actually, the word Saleh means righteous in the Quran. Salihin is the word for righteous. So all righteous are named after Saleh. That is the honor, one of the honors God has given to Saleh, the messenger of
Beautiful.
these remnants of whom are the Hindus, Buddhists, and Sikhs, and all these Southeast
So
Asian.
Salihat comes from there, right?
Yeah, righteousness. Yeah, do the
Beautiful.
righteousness. So it comes from Saleh. He has been chosen to be the embodiment of righteousness for us to follow in his footsteps, which we can listen to in the Quran. You can listen to him talk to you as he talked to the
Mm,
people before us when he was
beautiful.
here. After that is the example of Abraham, our father, the leader to mankind, the friend of God, and father of those who believe. He is the leader now. After that, there's no other leader above Abraham after Abraham. They're all under him. And he is from the sect of Noah. It's written, the word Shia. The word
Mm,
Shia is sect. It means sect. Yeah. And
mm.
most people understand that to be today as well. If you would, they call them the Shia Muslims. Yeah. Sunni
The
Muslims.
Shiites.
It's nonsense. The Shiites. Yeah. So he is from the Shia to Nuh. He is from the sect of Noah. That's the only sect that will be victorious, the sect of Noah, and which Abraham is part of. And now after Abraham is the nation of Abraham. We are all belonging, who those who believe belong to the nation of Abraham. Without exception, if you think you belong to some other nation, like the nation of Jesus or Moses or Muhammad, and you don't belong to the nation of Abraham, or the nation of Israel, as they call the sons of Israel, all of them, if they say there's some other nation outside the nation of Abraham, then they are going to be in big folly. They are in big folly, and they will fall into the hellfire because they've separated a messenger of God from the rest. You separate any messenger of God from any other messenger of God, and you make him as a bringer of some other religion other than the one the messenger before brought, which they've done with all of them, not just Muhammad. Um Jesus and Moses are the same, you will be burning in hell pretty soon, as soon as God decides.
They,
So,
they want to be a they want to be a part of other nations while the people that they claim to follow are part of nation of Abraham. True.
people who follow, I didn't get
The-
that.
Like like if they want to make their nation of Jesus or Muhammad or whatever, Jesus and Muhammad are from the nation of Abraham. True.
All of us are who are
Yeah.
believers, those who believe, not the Muslims, those who
Yeah.
believe. Of course, those who believe have to be Muslims. That
Mm.
goes without saying. Like I've been saying over and over, most Muslims are not believers, but all believers are absolutely Muslims, or they cannot be believers or those who believe. But the
Yeah.
Muslim is the first step in the stairway to heaven, as they would say it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So now with Abraham was Lot. So those two events, those two examples came around the same time. With Abraham, his people, he went from them and they tried to burn him and all that. And then came the example of Lot and the Dead Sea, where it lands, where it stands today, where nothing grows. It's called the Dead Sea because nothing can live there.
Mm.
Nothing can survive there. And that example is there. That's known to most people, the ones who were gays and lesbians probably as well, though, who the men who shunned women, you know, and and Lord says that you're pushing away what God makes you to you, and you make your desires to men. What's wrong with you people? So that ended with their being turned upside down, the cities, which is clearly explained in the uh, Torah and the Injil, the so-called Bible, and the Quran, obviously. So that was the one, two, three, four, fifth example. The sixth is a man called Shoaib, who came to the cities today called Nazareth and Tiberias. In the Quran, they're called Madian and Muttafiqat, which are the cities of Tiberias and Nazareth, Jesus of Nazareth. Yeah, Jesus
Mm,
came from Nazareth in the end. That's where he was born. Not
mm,
there, but from those people, which
mm,
came ended with Moses. So Shoaib came and he did the same thing, and his people rejected him, and God destroyed them. And then after that came Moses, the biggest example in the Quran, the example of Moses and Pharaoh. And Moses and Pharaoh ended with Pharaoh drowning. And as he was drowning, I'm not going to explain the story. This is just the example.
mm,
This story is the biggest story in the Quran. By far, the most elaborate, detailed, intricate explanation of any messenger story from mankind is Moses and Pharaoh. And at the end, he left with his people when God told him, and parted the river, crossed it. Pharaoh and his forces and Haman and his forces, they entered the parted sea, and not river, sea, yeah, and parted
mm,
sea. And as they were thinking they're going to cross it, they did not. And as he's drowning, Pharaoh calls out, say, I believe now. I submit. I believe with the God that sons of Israel believe with. So God said, yeah, not now. So this is how it works. These are the seven examples. And one of the main reasons for this is to repetitively tell you that uh, no people are going to believe the messenger. No people are going to believe and accept the messenger as any authority or to be obeyed, respected, honored, followed, and helped. No, none of us. None of us are going to be helped by mankind. We are helped by God. And those who believe, the believers, they help the messenger. They strengthen the messenger with the will of God. Of course, the main strength comes from God and his angels and the Spirit. And those who believe, the believers, also strengthen the messenger or the prophet. So this is the main reason explaining. Nobody's going to believe, and it is to the messenger to make him understand that he ain't going to make anyone believe, although we all want to, and we fall for that. We are in a way troubled when we see that we're bringing them the truth. Look, it's obvious, but we don't understand that to believe is not so straightforward as people think it is. To believe nonsense is extremely straightforward. You can believe nonsense, no problem. Mankind loves believing nonsense and lies and garbage and promises that they know never will be fulfilled. They believe that. But the truth, it's too hard to believe because the truth means that you have to stop your desires. How is
mm,
that going to work? That's not going to work. And God says the only successful ones are the ones who stop the desire of their souls. Those who stop the desires of their souls, they are the successful. Because most of our desires are evil. I mean,
yeah.
if you think that is not true, then I have a bridge to sell you.
Absolutely true.
So we have to stop our desires and we have to desire the right thing. The right thing is the obedience to God, submission to God, and then submitting to whatever He tells you. People will say God is the only judge today from the mankind, and the specifically the so-called Muslims who are not Muslims and the Christians and all. Don't judge lest you be judged. Is that not a judgment in itself? So you've already lost that
Yeah,
argument.
they judge that you are not allowed to judge over them.
Yeah, right. But then we make all judges to judge you in your matters of life. Yeah, but God
Yeah.
will be judge. And then say Muhammad judged everything, so Muhammad is God or Jesus. This is total nonsensical garbage. Yeah, this is complete nonsensical garbage. So this
Uh,
is what, and these, and the other one other reason I'll mention before we move on is that the seven examples is to show you the chronology of what has happened. Starting with Noah, who the Greeks, Saleh, the remnants are Hindus and Buddhists. Then came Abraham, Lot, Shoaib, Moses. Then came David and Solomon. Then came Jesus. Then came Muhammad. And then after that, whoever has come. I don't know. I know I've come. I'm here. Listen and obey. You will be guided. Disobey, you will go to hell. And they say, "Oh, what do you mean? What is this obedience? We're not going to obey anyone." Yeah, you're not obeying anyone, right? Sure.
this is what in one of the examples they no they said to I don't remember if it was to Father Noah or to one of the examples the people were saying we don't like it when you tell us don't do what we like to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way they are. I mean, that's the desire. When you have found your truth and you're going to follow that no matter what, then your end will be the fire if it's against God. Now, you can desire to be with God and hopefully He'll make you succeed. So, anyway, let's move to this question. What is the greatest reason for the story of Moses and Pharaoh being elaborated the most within the Quran compared to all other stories within the Quran? Yeah, the book is the Quran. The reason is, the one main reason that is absolute for me is that the whatever knowledge God wanted to give mankind was revealed to Moses. Nothing has been left that God uh, wanted to say out of that book, the Torah, which has the the book, the wisdom, and the law in it. What was added after Abraham was the law. They call it the law of Moses, which is the law of God, which is in the Torah, the original Torah, which we do not see on the earth today. It is hidden from us. It is here. It may be revealed one day. It will surely be revealed when Jesus returns because he has it with him. And so does he have the Injil, which they call the Bible. So the main reason is that God's clear warning and clear information and knowledge and wisdom and the law that we are supposed to follow was revealed finally to Moses. After that, every messenger that has come has repeated that without exception. If any fool says that Muhammad and Jesus brought some other law, some other book, some other information which overturns what Moses brought, are going to go to hell, which is all of them. Which is like, if you look at just the the Christians and the so-called Muslims, that's like, what is it, 50% of the earth today? Two
Yeah.
point some billion and 2 billion, that's like four and a half. Yeah, half the earth is going to hell because they say that, we have some new law, some Sharia law they call, which is not even close to mentioned anywhere in the book of God. Not even close. There is no such thing as Sharia law. It's total nonsense. It's absolute garbage. It is ludicrous, lunatic ideas of monsters and wicked morons that call themselves the leaders of the so called Muslim world.
And I also remember once you told us that that each one of us has a pharaoh inside of us.
I mean, that's the act of thinking we're God,
Yeah.
fundamentally. I mean, that's a metaphorical statement, which is absolute true. The analogy to us is that we are all in our hearts think we're God, and you have to overcome that. If someone calls himself God, do you think he's not capable of calling himself God and thinking he's God? Or do you think he's capable of doing that? He's capable of doing that. That's why he calls himself God. And we say, oh, no God except God. And in our hearts, we think we're God. This is a problem that
Oh.
most people will never see coming. Yeah, and I didn't see it coming until I figured it out clearly. And that's why the Quran keeps saying, no God except the God. Don't make yourself gods. Don't make your thoughts your God. Otherwise, you're going to go to hell. Why is he telling us that? Why is he telling the messenger, don't call from other than God, God's other, otherwise you'll be in the hellfire? Because we're fully capable.
Hmm.
Even the messenger. I mean, we're in the same trial. No matter how high we are above the rest, we still are in the same trial, the
Hmm.
same phase and process that we're in here in this temporary life that we're in to be tried. Okay, here we have another question. Let me put it up this time. So, would it be somewhat accurate? Now we're being a bit not sure to say that the God himself could be a realm, the highest and most powerful, since he is outside the parameters, dimensions of all the heaven. This is kind of a nonsensical question, I must say. The whole thing is God. The heavens and the earth are in God. So, what realm are you talking about? You're stuck on nonsensical ideology given to you by morons on the earth. What do you mean he's a realm? He's God. Why are you calling him a realm? He exists everywhere. It's not like he does not exist in this earth. He is God in the heaven and he is God in the earth. And he is God on his throne outside the heavens and the earth, whatever that throne is. Yeah. Some people will visit it, some people are there. Some of his messengers are in charge there, have stations, have authority there, ability there. Gabriel is one of them. Gabriel has authority in the throne of God. And they, oh my God, he's making him God. No, he's not making anybody God. God brings his kingship to whoever he wishes. Whoever he wills, he brings his kingship to. He brought his kingship to David, did he not? To Solomon, did he not? He did. To Jesus, the ability, the kingship to give life to the dead. I mean, what kingship can be bigger than that in your minds? The
Yeah.
ability to give life the dead. Mm. They've been trying to do it here on the earth for time immemorial. Today, they think they're making life from this nonsensical silicon based computers and robots and their AI. It will only end in destruction, in devastation of their own plots. They cannot make life, they can't give life the dead. They can mimic it, which they're trying to hard and wasting their time. And they're giving power over to this nonsensical beast that they've created, calling it AI, and making you believe that that thing is better than you somehow.
And you're running it.
Right. I mean, obviously, it's a satanic plan from the background. It is a satanic plan of the Satans and their followers on the earth, from the demons and the men, to subjugate mankind. They've already dumbed them down to a level which is literally unthinkable. And now they're going to put a barrier between their power, which is above the AI, and us, which is called the AI. And they'll blame everything on the AI while they're the ones actually doing it up there on the top. I mean, like, it's so obvious the plan, and people are just falling for it. Head over fist, hand over fist, whatever it is, that statement.
Hand
They,
over fist.
they're full hook, line, and sinker. That's what it is. The clear example. Hook, line, and sinker.
But from your vantage point and what you know from the Quran, do you have any idea who could be a messenger before you?
No. Next question.
Okay. For sure, you know there is nobody else that you've seen so far.
Initially, I thought there would be somebody who would be like me in this world, who would know what I know. I spent years trying to find, but now I figured out that yeah, there is no messenger to this people except me, unless I'm not the messenger, which is impossible. The knowledge I have, they can't even come to a hundredth of that. Any of them
Hmm.
that have knowledge of this book, none of them. Unless they learn from me, maybe they'll catch up then a little bit, but they're not going to catch up to me, because it's beyond the understanding of us how God guides the messenger. Even I am dumbfounded sometimes, personally. It's not. So there is no messenger on the earth to these people except me. I mean,
Mm,
deal with it. I don't care. And it's not like you have to believe. All the earth cannot believe. It's up to them. Moses told them, if you don't believe in all of the earth, those in the earth, not will you go wrong God a thing. So God doesn't care. He doesn't even care if I believe. If I don't believe, I'm going to go to hell for sure now, after He's guided me to all of this. And now
mm,
I turn away from God and reject what He's brought me and this wisdom and knowledge to deliver, and I've delivered it to mankind. Now I'm going to turn away from God. Am I crazy? Only if I'm
mm.
crazy, I would do that like Jonah. And I've learned from him not to do it, because the end is quite grievous if you do that, unless God forgives you, which He did. So here's another question. From amongst all the angels, which ones are those who have had the greatest honor of seeing and hearing the God direct, or have all of them direct, all of them see God? I mean, these are nonsensical questions. I'm sorry. These kind of questions are like what? Which are the honor? How do you know which ones are honored? Do you know how many angels are mentioned in the Quran? Like five of them, four or five. So, like, how do you know who's got more honor or not when you don't even know? Uh, Basically, you know none of the angels. They're all honored. They're all high above us. They have high ranks above everything else God has created, the angels, and they have ranks amongst themselves. They have ranks amongst themselves. The highest messenger of God is Gabriel, who is the Holy Spirit. I can't tell you if he's an angel or not, because it's not directly mentioned in the Quran. It is directly understandable in the Quran that the Holy Spirit is Gabriel. He is the most powerful, the highest, the most absolute messenger of God. No one comes close to him. The only one who's mentioned with him is Michael, who is one of the highest messengers of God as well. Absolutely. But, like, which ones are higher than others? I don't know. There's a hierarchy. Absolutely. So Manas says, and those they contending in the God from afterward answer to him, their contention lost with their Lord, and over them anger, and to them punishment severe. Please explain. So this is especially those who answer to God, like those who believe with me or any other messenger, or those who believe and they've answered to God, yeah, and then they contend in God. Then they start contending God with their thoughts without knowledge.
You have to explain contending.
Their contention is lost with their Lord. So do not contend with God after you've answered to Him. What is the answer? We listen and we obey. That is the answer to God we've answered, is it not? If you're of
Yeah.
those who believe, if you are of those who believe, you've said, we listen and we obey. Surely you forgive us, our Lord, and to you the end. So it's about listening and obeying. And if you tell me, anyone on the earth, that you don't listen and obey, you're a bunch of morons. You're liars. You are lying to yourselves if you say you don't listen and obey. You listen to nonsense and you obey. That's the only thing you need to understand. Except if you listen to me and obey, or you listen to this Quran and obey it. But that's too difficult, because then your fun and games will be over, and that's tongue in cheek, because the fun and games only begin when you actually believe and listen and obey to this Quran. Then you really understand what actually is going on in the earth. Complete nonsense, total garbage. It is a joke, it is a drama, it is theater, it is play, it is frivolity, it is delusion, it is deception, self glory, self delusion. That's what they're involved with. And they make up nonsense and they make that be something of value and virtue. I mean, it's nonsense. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What was your second question? I didn't, or you've already asked that.
No.
Oh, so bring your second question, since there's no other question here coming.
Okay. So in chapter 83, because I'm on your stream share, so I cannot throw the questions like other guys are doing it. I just noticed that.
You can put the chat right here in Restream. You can type it right there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You can
Okay.
ask.
Okay. So in chapter 83, the swindlers, uh, there is a mention about two things. One is called Sijin,
Hmm.
uh, uh, and the other is called Illiyin, and I think the singular is Illiyun. I'm not
No, no,
sure
both
about
of
that.
them are plural.
Both of them are plural. Okay, so if you could explain what is Sijin and what is Illiyin, Illiyun.
Okay, so in chapter 83, these are
Yeah.
referring to books. Yeah, books that contain certain kinds of people. The book of Sijin contains the people going to hell. And the word Sijin comes from Sijin, which is prison. So
Oh,
the word Sijin is plural for prisons. Or the book itself is called Sijin, the prison. So the ones who are going to hell, their names are mentioned in Sijin. They're witnessed by that book. And Illiyin or Illiyun comes from the word Allah, Allah, the high,
oh,
which are the close ones of God. And this book witnesses those. Hopefully I am there. I'm pretty sure I am in the book of the high. We are the high ones from mankind. Oh
inshallah.
my God, he's making himself high. Look at him, he's so arrogant. Oh,
God says you the high ones.
yeah, to the believers, if you're a
Yeah.
believer, you're the high ones, and God is with you if you believe. But yeah, okay, so we have another question. Does that answer, is that clear? Yeah, I mean, I think it's
I mean,
pretty
we
clear.
can come back to it.
I mean, we can ask, continue. What else do you have for that?
So, I just wanted to confirm. So, if I'm a wicked man, my book is in Sijin already.
I mean, wicked, quote unquote, right? We're all kind of wicked at some level and wrongdoers at some level. We're talking about those who are going to hell. The
Okay.
wrongdoers that are going to hell, the ones who partner with God, the ones who reject God, the ones who make gods with God, the ones who make equals with God, the ones who reject the hereafter, the books of God, the messengers of God, the angels, all of that. They are going to hell. They're in the Sijjin. So yeah, if you are of those, your name is going to be fully inscribed in that book.
And the benevolent will be in Iliyin or Iliyon.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are three types of people in the hereafter. You have no other option. These are the three types. One, going to hell. There's one hell with 7 levels, and each level has its own kind of uh, occupant, which God has defined. So they're all going to hell. Then there's those that are going to a lower garden, and those that are going to the higher garden. These Iliyin, I believe, are the ones written to go in the higher garden. But
Hmm.
that doesn't mean the lower garden is going to be, oh my God, I don't want this.
No,
Yeah,
no, no. Yeah.
you can't get anything like that on earth. Okay.
It's a achievement great.
Just to get out of the hellfire,
Yeah.
you're in the garden. So what else do you want? Yeah, I
That's
mean, if you're out of the hellfire and you know it, which most of us do not until we die, few of us do. So then be happy with that. I mean,
yeah.
strive to get out of the hellfire. Make sure you're not close to the hellfire with what you're doing. And that the book is clear about. It tells you clearly what that is. So here we have another question. What is the role of the throne over the heavens and the earth? Would it be somewhat accurate to say that the throne has the most fundamental role in sustaining the another nonsensical question? I mean, what is your God sustains the heavens and the earth. The throne doesn't sustain anything. God sustains the throne as well. I mean, what is wrong with people? Seriously. I mean, I'll put this question up. You read it and you tell me. It's permission at the end, yeah, God's permission. Read this and you comment on this.
Me?
Yeah, can you read it?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, the thing is that a lot of us have been deluded by science fiction, made up stories, Alif Lailas, and what have you. And in order to read the Quran, we need to first let go of all the garbage which is very difficult uh, to understand, because in the last show you clearly explained that we are all suspended within God.
I mean, this is what I see. I don't know.
I agree with. I was telling someone yesterday that I 100% saw what he was explaining while he was doing it. I said, "Look at that, Allah! This is absolutely what's going on. Other than whatever that He wishes, but look at our eyes. You know, we look up, we don't see an end. So I mean, and then the signs are that brought you from within Him. So many times He's saying within Him, within Him. So we are all within Him.
Everything is within God and everything belongs to God. The heavens and the earths are within God. It's not like he went to 7-Eleven to purchase the heavens and the earths. Yeah. He created them within him. Nothing is without God. There is nothing outside of God. Okay. As far as we know, and he has told us there's nothing. He's told us that's it. It's all God. And what's within God, he creates what he wants. He destroys what he wants. He repeats. He destroys. He creates. He repeats. He makes whatever he wants alive. He makes whatever he wants dead. He takes the dead out of the living and he takes the living out of the dead. I
Yeah,
mean,
another thing I would like to say, Asad, here is that I think that when we, most of us, when we found out about you and when we listen to what you've been saying, it just blows the soul, not just the mind. And there is so much of baggage that we've been carrying. So I think people come to you with their baggage also, with all of our baggage also, to unload it because there is no one else to clarify the truth. So this question that this gentleman asked, I understand this. Where is he coming from? Because I was just like that.
oh yeah, no doubt
And
about
yeah, but because we have that baggage from the Middle East and Southeast Asia and the West and the movies and the other books outside of the books of God that we've
it. I
read
mean,
all our lives.
to finish this off, it is the science and science fiction that makes you
That
believe this nonsense.
that's it.
Today,
Yeah,
this is where it came from in your hearts, and it was in mine as well. I
yeah.
used to be a complete fanatic of anything sci-fi, anything related to the heavens and the earth when I thought it was what they told me it was. I look back at myself and I frown. I say, what kind of a moron were you believing that nonsense? And in all truth, nothing of that made any sense. None of that could ever be proven. It was just movies, theater, computer generated images. That's what they've been showing us. And they make us believe that nonsense.
And
So
lies.
here's
And
another.
what I can share with the rest of our uh, who are listening or watching is that what helped me was that I had to unlearn everything, let it all go, and start learning the Quran, and then see what I I, I do not understand and ask you those questions.
Yeah, keep working on that. So in chapter 2, there's a question. There is the story of the children of Israel being ordered by God through Moses to slaughter a cow. What was the purpose of the questions that the children of Israel, COI, three letter symbol, what? CO, children of Israel. I call them the sons of Israel, not the children. Sons of Israel were asking afterwards. What was the purpose? What do you think was the purpose, Omar? The same purpose that you're doing, asking these stupid questions before. So let's bring that sign in chapter 2 where God is asking them to kill a cow.
Bani Israel, they always translated to children,
Yeah,
ignoring
most
that
people
it's
say
son.
it's children. You can, but it's sons of Israel. That is the because when you say sons, the daughters are intrinsically encompassed in sons.
Yeah.
When you say daughters, sons cannot be present. When you say sons, it encompasses daughters as well. Deal with it. That's the way God made it.
I don't think anyone knows that until you mentioned it, you know.
No, I mean the people who know the Arabic, they know it. They will not mention it because then it goes takes away from the equality between men and women, right? Because we're all equal.
Hmm.
Okay, let me find this.
This was sarcasm from Asad. Okay, we're not all equal.
Not in a million years. None of us are equal,
Yeah.
and nobody is equal to God. So let me bring this sign up here, and we will read it. Can you see it?
Yep.
Can you see the image?
Yep.
So, so here it is. And behold, said Moses to his people, surely the God, he orders you that you sacrifice a cow. Okay, so this is God's order. What is the purpose? I'll tell you the purpose of this is to commemorate Abraham's act of sacrifice, or almost the act of submission, not sacrifice, of almost killing his son because of the visions God showed him in his sleep. This is the commemoration of that. All of us are told, if we can manage to go to the house, the old Beit al-Atiq in Jerusalem, and sacrifice an animal once, if we are able to, in the 4 forbidden months, which is called Hajj. This is fundamentally the act of Hajj. Okay, so he says, sacrifice a cow or kill a cow. You can write whatever you want. So they said, are you taking us mocking? So they're like, what? Why should we kill a cow? I mean, God's telling you. Are you
Hmm.
supposed to now ask why and tell him, are you mocking us, when God is telling you? And God speaks to Moses directly, and obviously this is a direct command of God via Moses. Are you supposed to say, are you mocking us? Are you taking us mocking? And Moses responds, I seek refuge with the God that I be from the ignorant. Telling them that you are ignorant, by the way.
Hmm.
They said, call to us your Lord. He clarified to us what here. Now, what is this stuff? Yeah. Look at the arrogance in the, and that's
Oof.
what people do. It's the same thing people do to me when I tell them things about God which they think to be nonsensical, which is most of what I say. They think it's nonsensical. So Moses responds, surely he says, surely she a cow, not old and not young. Balance between that. And so Moses says, so do what you ordered. Okay. God is saying this, it's not old, it's not young. So, it's like a halfway young adult, whatever, not middle aged cow. Do what you're ordered. And what do they say? Call to us your Lord. He clarified to us what her color. Now they want to know the color. First, they want to know, what is this thing? Oh, it's a cow that's not old and not young. Balance between that. Then they say, what's her color? So then Moses responds, surely he says, surely she a cow brown. Perfect her color. She pleasing the lookers. Okay, so now this, what's happening? Things are getting more difficult. Do you not realize? They said, call to us your Lord. He clarified to us what here surely the cow's similitude over us. So tell us the parables that explain it, and surely we, if wishes the God to be guided. Okay. So Moses responds, surely he says, surely she a cow, not lowly she traveling the earth, and not she slakes the land, complete, no speck in her. They said, ah, now you come with the truth. So they sacrificed her, and not they wanted, they do. So what has happened here? Initially, God told him, kill a cow. If I were with any kind of wisdom or knowledge, I would find the first cow I found and kill it and move on. But no, we need to know more. We need to know more. Then we need to know even more. So now, if you look at the last statement of God, not lowly she traveling the earth, so it cannot move. It has to be in a single place. She's not running around the earth, like tilling the land, slaking the land. She's not going like with a yoke. Yeah, complete, no speck in her. How are you gonna find that cow?
You cannot find that. Then they
No,
ran away.
yeah. This is why. This is your example, Umar. By the way, this is you. This is explaining you fundamentally. Okay, so this is what mankind is, a bunch of morons Complete fools, idiots beyond imagination. They will keep asking questions when what they need to know is written clearly, unequivocally. The ask questions you're asking are not answered in the book. Why are you asking stupid questions? They're not answered in the book. Why do you want to bring the wrath of God upon you? He says, don't go where you don't have any knowledge. You will be questioned about it. I don't. I mean, obviously, I have thoughts, but I push them away when they come. There are questions to which there are no answers provided to us. And if those questions are not either written in the Quran or the answers are not provided to us, then shut up and move on. That is the reality. So Samar asks, can you explain difference between giving truths and charity? I mean, it's the same thing. When you give to someone, it's truths. So charity, there is no such thing as charity. I mean, this word charity is aberrant, completely aberrant to me. Who do you give charity to? I mean, like, we give from our wealth to the poor. You can call it charity, but it's actually truths from us. When you give truth in the cause of somebody killing your kin, you can give as a truth. That means you're free of it. Yeah, it's given as truth. That's it. Our truth. That's it. The charity, I mean, you can explain what you want with charity. There's no word charity in the Quran. There's spend in the path of God. There's feed the poor, the orphans, the needy, the refugees. All that stuff is written there. You do what you can. I mean, obviously, we can't do all of it. And those who can, they do what they want or what they're able to or what they desire and strive to. We can't do all of those things, each one of us, obviously. I mean, we're not capable to do that. So we do what we can. We give our wealth in the path of God and help the poor. But first of all, help yourselves, save yourselves. The truth to yourself is better than the truth to others, because you need to save yourself first, to get out of the hellfire yourself, to bring purity to yourself. So when you give truths or you spend in the path of God and help others, then you are actually helping yourself and you're bringing purity to yourself, to your soul. And that's the whole idea of using your wealth to help the needy, the ones who are downtrodden, the one who are under burden, the one who are in strife, to help those. And there's nothing the book says that you have to be a Muslim or a believer or a Christian or a Jew or any other. You help anyone who is in need. He's a man. I mean, if someone is without clothes, has no food, has no shelter, I mean, how is religion supposed to come in between helping him or not? That's nonsensical. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. So let's see. Here's another one. In the sign after that story, we are told, then they slaughtered her when they had almost not. No, this is not written there. So I don't know why you're writing this. This is not.
Sacrifice it.
This is not written there. So bring the right sign, then I will answer you, or I'll bring the right sign. There's no point getting you to bring the right sign. Okay, so I said that already. So they sacrificed her, and not they wanted, they do. So they really didn't want to do it. That's what's written there. They just accepted this is the truth. And do you think they accomplished this? There's no way you can find a cow like that. So how did they sacrifice that cow? They couldn't find a cow like this, obviously. They're trying right now, by the way, the so-called evangelical Christians, bringing the heifers, the red heifers, they call it. Yeah, I mean, you can translate this word as red. I translate it as brown. But the idea is it has to be perfect. And they've moved some of the heifers to Jerusalem. You can look it up, by the way. They think that sacrificing that is going to bring on the Messiah and the rapture or whatever else they are dreaming up. Nonsensical garbage. Yeah. So first of all, you read nonsense and you quote nonsense. That is not what's written there. So I don't understand. They almost did not do it. They didn't say none of that. What is this nonsense? This story when they had almost not done it. What nonsense is this? It's not written there. This is to delude yourselves into thinking what's not there. Anyway, he's on a rampage today of destroying his soul. Anyway, so what else? We are coming up to the hour, 5 minutes to go. No one? Anyone? We can wrap up.
Yeah. Last week you mentioned that the word greed, the evil word, can be used for both good and bad. So use it for the greed. The same thing can be applied for the word today, um, desire.
Yeah. I mean,
Like the
the
magicians.
evil God brings to the evil ain't evil. That's good.
Yeah.
The destruction God brings upon people is not bad. It's good. It's righteous, so it's good.
Hmm.
I said that what 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's right and wrong, not good and evil.
Hmm.
Because right can be good or evil, and wrong can be good or evil. You
The
have to
magicians.
understand words have meaning, first of all words have meaning. And then those words have meaning in context, which can be different.
Hmm.
And language is not that straightforward. And most of us don't understand language. Anyhow, what else? Have we reached our limit?
Well, if there are no questions,
No, they did not slaughter the cow. I mean, I don't understand how this guy thinks, yeah. Look at this question. After the story we are told, and they sacrifice, and not they wanted, they do. They didn't want to do it. They sacrifice. It's written they sacrificed her. Did they not? How can you say they did when they already? It's written and they sacrificed her. Now, how you go back and say they didn't sacrifice her? What is wrong with you? And not they wanted, they do. They didn't want to do it because look at the whole sequence I told you. Do you think they wanted to sacrifice a cow?
no, they hated it. They hated that they were
Of
being asked to
course,
do that.
they wanted everything explained, the T's crossed and the I's dotted and the full stops in their right place and the quotations put. I mean, nonsense, total nonsense. They sacrificed us. Always written there. They didn't want to do it, and the whole explanation is telling you they didn't want to do it. I mean, if you don't get it from that four sentences or signs before that they really didn't want to sacrifice the cow, I don't know how to help you.
They were making excuses, childish excuses.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, my question. What's your question? I don't. He has my question, and then that's it. Is your question my question?
Hey, Omar, man, come on the video.
Yeah, he's coward. He cannot. I mean, the others are cowards as well. There's no one I can. I mean, I've been telling people that if they had something on me, these people on the earth who think they know the Quran, they would have come and argued with me, right? By now,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been 15 years at least, probably more. Yeah, 16, 17
They
since I
they're scratching their heads. What do we do with this guy?
I mean, they cannot win an argument because they have no argument. And what I say is beyond their understanding and belief, and it completely contradicts anything they stand for on the earth today. So how are they going to argue with me? There is no congruence between us. And I'm talking about those who hold the Quran, not talking about generally the mankind who has absolutely no clue. Well, you thought wrong. Did I say they didn't slaughter her, Imran, the cow?
No, you were reading the sign. You
Yeah,
said they did not, and they did not want it that they do.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I've never said they'd never sacrifice the cow, not for
I
10
mean, we
years, not
can go,
for 15
Umar,
years.
you can listen to the recording again, and if something came out of the slip of a tongue of this guy, I mean, give him a break, dude. He's been speaking non-stop for an hour. If something came out, maybe something was a misspelled. slip of the tongue, we can ask him to clarify
Yeah,
again.
I
And
mean,
then
I didn't
once,
mean to say it even if I said it, and I don't think absolutely I said anything of this nature at all. Absolutely not. So, Manaz has chapter 10, sign 24. So, we will discuss this sign and then we will call it a day.
sign
Chapter 10,
10.
chapter 10, sign 24.
Okay.
Okay, so let me bring it up. Can you see
Oh,
it?
oh yeah.
So, here we have surely what example of the life of the world like fluid we send it down from the heaven, but mixes with it growth of the earth from what they eat, the mankind and the animals, till when she takes the earth her beauty, and she beautifies, and think her keepers, surely they powerful over her, comes to her our command, night or day. But we make her mode like that, not she self-sufficient with the day before. Like that, we explain the science to people. They're thinking. So this actually, I talked with my wife last week. There are three places this is explained in the Quran, and each one of these places, this points to us, our being, our body. It is explaining what's happening to us and what we think. We're nothing. We come from fluid, then we become these
Mm.
bodies, then we become strong and we think we're powerful over
Mhm.
everything. And comes old age, and we're
Mm.
poured down and made dust after that. This
Beautiful.
only explains to us. And of course, it tells you what's happening on the earth as well, over and over. Like when they think they're powerful, the generations before, what happened to them? They were more
Wiped
down.
out.
So this explains many things. But for
Mm.
me personally, it is our body. It is talking about our body. What happens to it? Don't we think when we're in our 20s and 30s that nothing can stop us?
Oh
That we have
yeah.
power over us? Here it is the earth, but we think we have power over our body, that nothing can stop us. We are unlimited, yeah? There's no limits to what we can do. And then comes middle age, and one command strikes, and old age, and then we're mowed down and made dust. So yes, it explains many other things as well, what's going on the earth in general. Every year the cycle goes. Every year the earth becomes dust, and then it grows the next spring and
Mm.
becomes fantastic. And then we think we have power over her. We know we don't, but we think we do. Yeah, and then of course we know that the fall is going to come, it's going to become dust. But when we make our cities and our armies and our machines and technology, we think we have power over the earth somehow. Yeah, that when the earth is beautiful, we think that we have power over her somehow, that we've made her beautiful. Look at those people who have farms and stuff, they think they're making the earth beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, do you even look at how much land they control, each one of them, the maximum one? Nothing on the earth. And who's growing all the trees that are in the wilderness, which is like 99% of the trees compared to the trees we grow with our
Yeah.
striving, which we really don't grow? How are we growing that? We're putting a seed or creating a seed from other seeds and planting it into the earth and watering it. Are we growing it? Sure, you can delude yourselves. So yeah, we have a god complex, like you mentioned. We're all like Pharaoh, who thought he was God. He said, there's no God except me. I didn't teach you any God except me, said Pharaoh. I'm your Lord the High, he said. Both of these things he said. You better look at your own soul and what you think you are. All of us, we're all in that boat. I've overcome that, thank God. He showed me. I always used to have this knack back there that, whenever Pharaoh says, I, your Lord the High, it makes me feel weird. Yeah, because it's in there in your heart as well, fool. That's why. Yeah. So, yeah, we need to get over ourselves. We are nothing. All of us all together are nothing. When God says the instant that He wants to destroy us, He will destroy us immediately. There will be no stopping God. When the destruction comes, there will be no stopping God. It will be instantaneously, it will be sudden, they will be confounded. So he wants one more question. If I do not like the question, I will not answer it. Go ahead, put it. Now we're 4 minutes past. Yeah, I gotta go. If I don't like the question, that'll be a quick end. Yeah, only 4 minutes over. We're waiting for the question. It takes a little time for the uh, feed to come into this chat here in the streaming window. So,
Oh,
can you please explain sign number 7 in chapter 3 so that its message becomes clear to me once and for all? Oh my God, there's no once and for all, so you can get over that. There's no once and for all in the Quran. Every time you read it, you will get a different angle. So anyway, 7, sign number 7, chapter.
Omar, Asad used to tell us that every time Asad opens the Quran, he's blank. He doesn't know anything.
I look at it from the time I've read it the first time, basically. Yeah, that's how I read the Quran, as if I don't understand it, not that I understand it. Chapter 3, sign 7. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. Let's
Mhm.
see. So here it is. Sign number 7, chapter, what is it? 7? Okay, here it is. He, the one who sends down over you the book. So now, let's be clear who he's talking to here. He's talking to me today, no one else. Okay? It is to me. He is the one who sends down over you the book, talking to one man. In every people, starting with Muhammad, every generation, there is a messenger. I am the one sending the book being sent down to today. Yes, others get it as well, part of it, but not like me. Okay? He's talking to that one man to explain to him. Then he says, from it signs commanded. From it signs commanded. Each one of these so called ayat in Arabic are called signs. They're not verses. It is not a song. A song has verses. This book has signs. Okay? So get over that nonsense that we've been taught. These are signs of God. Ayatullah. Ayatullah. They are signs of the God, not verses of the God. Okay? So from it, signs commanded. What does that mean? In it are signs that are commanded, which are clear edicts. You don't have to think about them. You will find many, many of those in the book. They, mother of the book. So those signs are the actual core of the book. The ones that are commanded clearly. I'll give you an example. No God except the God. No God except He. No Lord except God. God the Almighty. Okay? These are command. You don't have to think. You will die. You will be brought out alive. These are commanded. You don't have to think about them. You don't believe. You can't understand. But you don't have to think what it's telling you, right? And others, similitudes. Now, the rest are similitudes, parables, analogies, allegory, whatever. I don't know. You figure it out. Which are not clear, which are not commanded. You have to figure out what is being said. But of what those in their hearts blurring, those that hearts are diseased, in other words, but they follow what similitude, from it seeking the trials and seeking its explanation. Now, without the commanded signs being embodied, imprinted, sealed on your heart, if you go to the similitudes, you will become the so called Jews and the so called Christians and the so called Muslims. Deluded, deceived, and without any knowledge or wisdom. And not they know its explanation except the God. So God is the only one who knows its explanation. And the seekers in the knowledge, they say, we believe with it, all from within our Lord. and not they surely remember, except those with the sense. Like me. I'm being taught this as a messenger. I'm being told this. I was intrinsically like that from the beginning. I never went into the parables. Never. I didn't even think about the parables till maybe 4 or 5 years into reading the book. I used to look at them and I say, I don't know what this means. Maybe, whatever. What I used to look, God the Almighty. God has power over everything. God is the one who gives life and gives death. It's God's command that will come. These are the messengers. Believe with this, believe with the hereafter. So, that's what I focused on. I didn't focus on the parables. God explains it to who he wishes. God explains the parables to who he wishes. The messengers, us. We know the parables. And we can give you 10 different examples of the same parable. Apply it to 10 different things, or 100 different things, or two things, or just the one thing that it's referring to. And then you will get many answers from the same examples which do not contradict the commanded signs. The moment your understanding of a parable is contradicting a commanded sign of God, step back. You don't understand it. And you will then repudiate the commanded sign of God and follow that nonsense. And you will bring trials to yourself and others from it. So step back and look at the clear signs of God, which are commanded, and they are the mother of the book, the core of the book, as a parable here written. So that's what it means, this sign. And it's to the messenger. He's being warned as well. I'm being warned as well. Don't go run into the parables and don't start mouthing off till the inspiration is complete to you and say, my Lord, add me knowledge. Rabbi zidni ilma. My Lord, add me knowledge. Of what? The Quran, not this goddamned world. We don't give a damn about this world. There's no knowledge here except delusion. So, anyway, that's the end of that. Yeah, I think that clearly explains it, I believe.
What a powerful sign was brought out at
Yeah,
the end.
yep. Thank God. All right, you redeemed yourself a little today, Omar. Okay, then, man. We'll talk next week, inshallah. Same time. I'm thinking of moving it to Saturday. What do you think?
I think that any day that you decide is a good day.
Yeah, whatever. We'll discuss it next week. So anyway, till then, like 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern time on next Friday for now. Yeah. Okay. Salam. Peace.
Salam.